Hello, welcome to the Rich and Simple Living. My name's Maria. If you're new here, I cover things like homeschooling, urban homesteading and home life, a bit of all sorts in general really. And today I thought what we're going to do is have a go with the air fryer. We're going to do something in there. And I thought I'd try a bread and butter pudding. Now, I've never done it in the air fryer before. The air fryer is new to me. I've only used it a few occasions, and you've seen the occasions, well, if you're new, you might not have done, but if you scroll back, you'll see some. But those of you who've been here watching them, I've only used it a few times that you've actually seen me do it. So it is really new to me. But one thing I'd like to say before I begin is thank you to everybody that subscribed. And thank you for all the tips and advice that you give me along the way. I think it's wonderful, and I am going to get around to trying all these different tips and things when I redo what I've done. And it's great, and because it's not just me who will read the comments, other people probably read them as well, and they might use those tips and ideas. So I think it's great because we're all doing it together then, aren't we? It's not just me sort of thing. If we're all doing it, benefits all of us. So please keep dropping all your tips and ideas down below, and I do read them, and I certainly will put some of those into practice. But anyway, we'll get on now, and we're going to do a bread and butter pudding. So I'm going to follow the recipe. It's an old recipe. It's like my mum, my granny and my great granny sort of made it, and yes, an old recipe, but don't you just love those old fashioned puddings? Oh, they're lovely. So yeah, I'm going to turn you down, and rather than look at me, we'll look at what I'm doing, if you can see that. There we are. I've not got the air fryer out yet because, as I've said before, those who know, I've got a really tiny kitchen. So I thought what I'll do the bread and butter pudding first, and then it's got to stand for half an hour anyway, so we'll fetch the air fryer out after that. Do you know, I was going to say hairdryer then. I'm going mad. So yeah, what we need to do then, first of all, I've prepped as much as I can beforehand. So you need bread and butter. Let's just pop that out of the way a minute. I've already greased a 2-pint dish, and I'm going to line it with some bread and butter. I've already done that because you don't need showing how to butter bread, and I've took the crusts off. Not everybody does. You can leave them on, it's totally optional, but I've taken the crusts off. So what I'm going to do, just check you can see. Let me bring you down a little bit more. If I bring out a bit, there we go. I'm going to line the bottom. Oh, well, I don't know if any of you watched my video the other day, my homeschooling video, but I was saying what Sean did in the week, and I couldn't remember what Thursdays was. And I said, I'll let you know when I remember, when I come back. And it's actually genealogy. I mean, we do maths and English and reading and things like that. But it's actually genealogy is the big one that she does on a Thursday, where we've been tracing the family tree. And we don't just go for the family tree. We see what, like, the time period that we're in with them, and she looks up who was the monarch at that period and what life might have been like. We discuss things like that. So it's sort of history as well, really, a different kind of history. Now, you do this in layers. So I've layered the bottom. I don't line all the sides. I just bring it in layers. So I've layered the bottom, and what to do, you need 1.5 ounces of sugar. So I'm going to sprinkle a bit over that. There we go, look. Sprinkle a bit over there. And then I'm going to get my currants. Mine went blank then. So I'm going to get some currants. And also, you could use sultanas, or you can use a mixture if you want. I've got both, but I don't know. We've always used currants. My mum used currants. I suppose it's just one of those traditional family things where you follow what your mum does. So yeah, I'm using currants. So I'm just putting a sprinkling on. I don't know really how many, just how you like it, I suppose. Just sprinkling on top of there. And then we're going to do the same again. Just put another layer on here. The only thing when it's got the butter on it, that sticks to you a bit. So we'll layer this all up. The trouble is, I do like to do this really in sort of an oblongish, squarish dish, but I haven't got one that fits my air fryer. So I found like my casserole dish, my medium-sized casserole, that fits in lovely, and it will sort of, it's a 2-pint one, and because it's got to take a pint of mixture, you see. So the little bowl I used for rice pudding last week won't be enough because the mixture will go to the top, and if I put all this in and then put it in, it'll just go whoosh over the side. So I thought, oh, this will do the job. This should be all right. So I break a bit of this bread up just to fit in my gaps. There. So we'll do the same again. My hands are getting a bit sticky now. We will bring some sugar on. There we go, put a little bit more on. It starts to fall through the holes then. Whoops. And on the side, I'm not got a very good hand. I'll try and knock that back in. Right, and we do some currants. Some more of them on top. Again, like I say, it's how many you like really. We'll put some of them on. I don't like too many, but just enough, you know. So we're going to put another layer on top again. And it's always butter side up, by the way, when you layer in it. So we're going to just do that. I'll probably finish on this layer if I could squeeze it all in. I'm sure I can squeeze it into the gaps. It's getting it just right. We'll break this piece up and just put it in the gaps. There we go, that should do it, I think. There we go, that's all right. We do any more than that, it will all be going over. And then you just finish putting your sugar on top. Do you know, to be honest with you, I don't think I might need all this sugar. The recipe says 1.5 ounces because I followed the old recipe, but I don't know. I think actually that will be enough. I don't want to put too much in there. We'll leave that a little bit. So maybe 1 ounce would do it. I'm just going to go behind and get a cloth just to wipe my hands because they're a bit sticky. Right, there we go. So what I'm going to do next, I'll just pop that there a minute. We're going to make like, it's like the custardy side of it. So we'll just pop that behind my bowl, my dishwasher bowl. It's behind there. Yes, dishwasher bowl. I think it was not the right word. Do you know, I'm never with it. Never with it. So we're going to crack 2 eggs. I say it's like a home life type of video today, but this little bit with the eggs is the homesteading bit because these are from my own chickens. There. We'll use them. They're nice big eggs. Sometimes we get double yolkers. That's really nice. Great big eggs, and I think I wouldn't like to have laid that. So I'm just going to whisk it all up in here. Put you down a little bit. Do you know what I'm thinking of doing? I've got a dining table down the bottom end. And the bottom end's not very big, but it's probably a little bit spacious for doing things because I've only got my dining table and fridge down there. Well, it's where I sit when I do my talking videos. And I think what I could do is perhaps if I could get a bit of electric to the table, get an extension and just pop it across to the table. It might be better if I do the cooking at the table and then do the air frying on the table, because you'll perhaps be able to get to see more because I can come back a bit and you can get a broader view of everything then, because my kitchen here is just so small. So I might give that a go, see if I can raid the husband's shed and find an extension, because I've got to keep carrying the air fryer up here as well and it's quite heavy. I thought, well, from them just lifting it off the hostess trolley onto the table, it's just, they're right next to each other and it's far easier just to put the extension lead in than what it is keep carrying it around all the time. So I'm thinking of having a go doing it that way, because it'd be better because you can see better then, you'd be able to see more. So I'm going to bring it down again. I've whisked the 2 eggs up. I'm going to pop it into a pint of milk, which I've already measured out. I'll put it in there. Pop them in the bowl, but I'll probably load them in the dishwasher afterwards. So I'm going to whisk it in there so it looks like custard. And I get it everywhere. And what I'm going to do now, my recipe doesn't say this, but we've always done this, and my mum always did this, was put a bit of vanilla essence in. Well, I've got the vanilla extract, but just put a little drop in. My little drops is loads. And one of these is do an extra one for luck. So we'll do this, whisk it around. I can smell the vanilla. Joe, that's one of my favourite smells, vanilla. I absolutely love vanilla. It's like when you have cakes, sandwich cakes, and a lot of people always go for the chocolate ones, but not me. I like the traditional Victoria sandwich cake, vanilla with cream and jam in. And I like to be able to taste my flavours as well. If I like something, I want to be able to taste it. So we've done that. I'll just, I don't know if I can come back here actually. You might be able to see better there. We'll just move that out of the way. Oh, it's all moving this and moving that, isn't it? So I'm going to pour it in slowly. Can you see? We'll just cover it all in. That's it. That should all soak in nicely now. I hope. I used to love bread and butter pudding. When my mum made it, I loved it. But my mum always left crusts on. I mean, I've always took the crusts off, but my mum left them on. So I'll just press that down a bit, so it can absorb in a bit. That looks all right. I think that's just the right amount of bread. 6 slices of bread, by the way. I'm not sure if I said, but we use 6 slices of bread. There, that looks okay. What I'm going to do now is leave that stand for half an hour to finish absorbing in, and then we'll come back to it and we'll pop it into the air fryer and we'll see what happens. So I'll catch you in half an hour. Okay, so 30 minutes are up. So I'm going to pop it into the air fryer and just check the pudding out. Ready? I'll just press it down a little bit more. Ready? And it will go in. Looks nice now. So I'm only really guessing at the air fryer times when I'm about to put it in. I've tried looking at a conversion, but because I've got a gas oven, it's a bit difficult because I have to convert from the electric temperatures to the gas temperatures to try and convert it. Well, from the gas to the electric to try and convert it to this. So it's really only guesswork and see how it goes. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on at 150 degrees Celsius, centigrade Celsius, I don't know. 150, and then I'm going to cook it for 40 minutes. So it's a bit trial and error, and we'll see how it goes. So see if I can remember to press air fry this time, because I always forget to press that bit, do it all and think, oh no, I've got to, you know, alter it and start again. I've forgotten to take the grid out as well. I've got a grid for it because it grills, and normally I remember to take it out. I've not used this one yet because it's not grilled anything, so maybe that's something for the future. So we'll take that out, and I'm just going to set it in. It should fit nicely. I did measure it beforehand. Here we go, look. We'll pop it in there. Put it central-ish. So I said that we will do it, switch it on, make sure I press air fry, and I said 150, didn't I? So this is all guesswork. I'm not actually sure. I think what I'll do, if it works out, I'll jot it into my cookbook. So, oh, why has it done that? And I said 45 minutes. Do you know, I always expect it to blow up on me. I just can't get used to it. Right, so we've set it to 150, 45 minutes. Let's press start. And we'll hope for the best. So we'll come back in 45 minutes and we'll see how it's turned out. Fingers crossed. Okay, so the 40 minutes are up. So we'll come back and we'll have a look what it looks like. Pull it out. Oh, that's nice and brown on top. Just pop that on the edge there and I'll swing you down so you can see. There we go. That looks quite nicely set actually. That looks lovely. Yeah. See us all. Looks nice and moist, really moist. What I'll do, I'm going to lift that out of the pan and then we can see what it looks like through the glass dish. Okay, so I've took it out. There we go, that's how it looks. Just nice. Just bend you down a bit. And then we can see if I take a piece out of it. See how moist does that look. Lovely. Pop it back because it's red hot, so I'm not going to attempt to eat it. So we'll pop it back in there. That's definitely cooked. So I'm going to leave it cool now. That'll be nice when it's cool, and you can serve it custard we normally have, but you can serve it with a bit of cream, or if you prefer to eat it just as it is, you can eat it as it is. But that looks really nice, really nice. Definitely looking forward to having some of that. So yeah, that's bread and butter pudding. What did we cook it? 150, and it was for, was it 45 minutes? I think I did it actually. I'm saying 40, I think I did it 45 minutes. So yeah, that's that. I'm quite happy with that. That's worked out well. It's just a case of me adjusting all the times from the cooker to the air fryer. And even though you can get conversion tables if you look online, it's never exactly the same, so you're still sort of having to guess a little bit, and that's what it's all about at the moment, just learning my way around it and guessing and seeing what happens. And as things work out, what I'm doing is I'm jotting it down into my cookbook, and I've also got this recipe book and I'm jotting them in there as well, what times and temperatures I've cooked them on, so I know for the next time I do them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having some of that when it's cold. I don't like them too much when they're too hot. I just like them, you know, either just warm or nice and cold. I like cold desserts. So that's it for this week now. I won't be back this week because we've got a bit of a busy week. So it'll be probably Monday. I'll aim for Monday. If it's not Monday, it would be Tuesday. If you don't see me on Monday, it'll be Tuesday. And I'll bring a homeschool video back to you then. We're going to be talking about Sian's English and story writing and where we get ideas from and resources and how we go about it all, really. Somebody's asked me all about it and I thought, oh, that's a good idea. We'll have a chat about that, and you know, we can all throw some ideas out there as well then and help each other along. So that's what we're going to be doing on Monday, and then later in the week again next week we'll perhaps have another go with the air fryer. But I've promised Sian actually that we're also going to have a go, because she wants to have a go with the bread maker, so I thought we'll have a go at that as well. So if we can squeeze that in as well next week, we will. I know I can't this week because we've got, well, my husband's mum, my mum-in-law, she passed away on New Year's Day, and although we've had the funeral, they're having the interment of the ashes and things, so got that going on this week and some other bits and pieces, so I know I won't be able to do that with Sian this week. So next week now, perhaps we'll do that. But like I say, Monday or Tuesday, we'll come back with the homeschooling one first to kick the week off. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. knock that notification bell and you'll see me when I'm back again. So thank you and take care everybody. Bye.